Depending on what kind of books you read, what kind of YouTube channels you follow, or which podcast you listen to, you will get a lot of advice on how to be successful. While a lot of this is true and a lot of this may also not be true, there are two things that you have to do to be successful. What these two things are is what I want to talk about with you today. Hey, this is Alex again, and today I want to share with you two things that you have to do to be successful in the 21st century. Or we should actually turn it around, because these are two things that you must not do. Always do the opposite of these two things. Never be lazy and never be unreliable. Because let's face it, no matter which goal you're trying to achieve or what skill you want to learn, you will have to work your fucking ass off. It will take constant dedication, constant work, constant improvement, constant learning, constant executing, constant reflecting on your actions, and then it's waiting. Another word for this would be disciplined. The exact opposite of being lazy is being disciplined. Working on something every day in and day out. Even though a lot of people are trying to sell you on the quick fix solution, which of course always sounds great. I mean, wouldn't you just want to take this pill and be ripped instantly, or just buy this one course and make millions of dollars instantly? Sure, sounds fun, right? But that's actually not the reality. If you want to make more money, if you want to be in a better shape, if you want to learn a certain skill, if you want to build a career for yourself, if you want to be more self-confident, well, you have to put in the work. And that's the thing. Only you can put in the work. No book can do it for you, no coach can do it for you, no friend, no mentor, no random guy on YouTube, no podcast, no education, only you can do it. So the number one thing you have to avoid is laziness. The opposite, no matter what you want to call it, being disciplined, having a lot of willpower, creating the right habits, being patient, being rigorous in your work, whatever you want to call it, this is something that you need to have, or if you don't have it yet, or if you don't have it at the level that you want or need to achieve a certain goal, well, then do everything you can to develop it. The second thing you have to avoid, and the skill you have to master, is unreliability. Avoid it at all costs and become reliable. The second part is, in my opinion, even more important than being lazy or avoiding being lazy. Because if you are unreliable, well, this will hurt your reputation. And your reputation is one of the most valuable things you have. In the world, everything we do is done with humans, from humans, for humans. So basically, no matter what's your career, no matter which skill you want to learn, no matter where you want to succeed, you are definitely going to do it with other people. Now imagine these people already heard about you. They've already heard somebody talk about you. They have a certain opinion about you. They maybe even worked with you, and they all notice that you are very unreliable. What do you think? How will this influence the relationship with your spouse, your friends, your team, your colleagues, your boss, your clients, your team? How do you think this will influence it? Positively or negatively? If they all think, well, you are unreliable, they probably won't have that much trust in you, because apparently you've let them down in the past, or you've let some other people down and they talked about it. So get this in your head. And since we are social beings, we all are working with other people, well, this is, in my opinion, even more important. Sure, don't be lazy. Laziness will kill all your dreams. But being unreliable will kill all of your relationships. And if you have no relationships, then you have no life. Therefore, avoid these two things, laziness and unreliability, and develop the exact opposite. And of course, I said I only wanted to share two things with you, but I have a third thing that I want to share with you, which is act professional. I've already worked with quite a lot of online marketers, salespeople, freelancers, clients, business partners, and you know what is the one thing where my decision rests upon if I want to work with them further or if I cancel our business relationship? It's if they are professional or if they act immature. A great story to illustrate this is the editor of my recent book. I just released the book in German, so in English it's not out yet, and I hired somebody to edit the book, which basically means to write it, correct any spelling mistakes, put it in a nice order, correct some sentences that don't sound good, and actually make it better to read. Because if you read a book, you'd prefer the text to be easy to read instead of these long sentences that are very difficult and sometimes you can lose your train of thought. Also, I paid him quite a lot of money for it, and let's keep the story short. The work he delivered was utter garbage, which in turn forced me to delay the release of the book for 1 month to actually work it out on my own, to actually pull an all-nighter and work all night long to get this stuff done shortly before the new release date, because he didn't even want to admit that he did bad work. He actually stated to me in person and in email, "Oh, come on, it's not that bad, right?" And this right there is the difference between handling something like professional and handling something like, well, an amateur or very immature. If he would have taken responsibility for the work he did, which was, well, pretty much utter garbage, I'd give him a second chance. However, he acted the exact opposite of a professional. He acted very immature and said, "No, come on, it's not that bad, right? You can still release it." And through this, didn't just seem unprofessional, he acted unprofessional because he didn't correct it, he didn't communicate well with me or my business partner. He basically acted like a complete amateur, which is really bad for him because we paid him a lot of money, and if he would have done just a good job, not even a perfect job, just a good job, we would have hired him for the next book, and the book afterwards, and the book afterwards, and the book afterwards. Like this, well, we're not going to hire him, we're not going to refer him to other friends or to other business clients, and through this, he pretty much lost a couple 10,000 of euros. Think even one step further. If you act this immature in this area of life, then you would probably act this immature and, well, the exact opposite of being professional in other areas. Because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. He doesn't take responsibility in this area, and he probably won't take responsibility in other areas. He doesn't recognize his mistakes in this area, then he probably won't do this in other areas as well. And like this, his reputation declines one step after the other. Like this, his reputation declines one step after the other. And of course, his behavior declines as well, unless he somehow has a change of mind and starts acting differently. In which case, if he acted differently, his reputation and also his career would go upwards one step after the other. So please, don't be unprofessional, don't be an amateur, don't act immature, act like a professional. So there you have it. Don't be lazy, don't be unreliable, and don't act like an amateur or immature, act like a professional. Because the amount and the quality of work you put into something will always pay, always. With this said, if you have any questions that you want me to cover in the next video, or if you have a specific topic request, write it down in the comments below. I read all of them and I will answer to all of them. Plus, you don't want to miss any new videos, right? So subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.